Welcome into Wager Talk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Kevin Dolan and Robbie Vino of WagerTalk.com. We're talking Saturday NFL action here. Guys, my favorite game on the board. This is an intriguing matchup. We got the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders in a singled out Saturday night special here, 8 p.m. Eastern kick, Robbie. We got the Miami Dolphins minus 3-point road favorites in the desert. 47.5 being the total in Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. Robbie, what are you thinking here?
Well, Miami's in a must-win situation for sure, right? That final AFC wildcard spot sees them and Baltimore in a tie, both at 9-5. But the final game of the season for each of these teams is quite different. For Miami, they have to go to Buffalo to end the season, and for the Ravens, they get to play Cincinnati. So it looks like from Baltimore's schedule, they'll obviously be favored in both Giants and Cincinnati, and Miami has that tough game with Buffalo ahead. So they have to win here, Drew. They hang on to the lead right now because they have a 6-4 conference record as opposed to Baltimore's 6-5. You'll get full effort out of Miami. You get extra prep time for the Raiders, who last played on Thursday night. There's an interesting matchup here, guys, where injuries are concerned. The Dolphins' receiving core was an absolute mess last Sunday, right? No Devontae Parker, no Jakeem Grant, no Mike Gesicki. Yet they still managed to beat the New England Patriots with a starting wide receiving tandem of Lynn Bowden Jr., Mac Hollins, and then the tight end, Durham Smythe. So, we'll see how these injuries go. The starters listed all as questionable for this week. If they get those guys back, it could be great against the Raiders team that the last time we watched them against the Chargers, their secondary was without 3 of 4 starters. And again, those 3 guys listed as questionable. So you got a pass offense that, if it were healthy, could take advantage of a banged up secondary. Or on the other hand, you have a banged up secondary that could get healthy and take advantage of a depleted wide receiving core. I don't know which is going to happen. You have to just study the injury chart as the week goes on to figure out which way you want to lean there. I think the right way to go in this game is under the total of 47.5. Miami has allowed 21 or less in 6 of their last 8. The defensive secondary, outstanding. It'll hinder Derek Carr. It'll probably force him to go Darren Waller check down stuff all day long. I would expect, Miami, we got to be careful of the injuries at linebacker too for Miami. Something else to look at, especially when we're looking at Darren Waller on the other side catching passes. So there's a lot of injury info here that's prevalent and very significant. But I think under's the right way. I just think Miami's shown too much defense this year. I don't think Tua, since he got to be the starting quarterback, has really generated any extra offense for this team. Raiders haven't been a good defensive side, but maybe against a weak offensive team, they can do a little bit of damage here. I'm going to try right now here with under 47.5, figuring that even if this game gets to 27-20, you still cash.
All right, good stuff, Robbie. And Kevin, coming over to you. We got the Raiders and Dolphins Saturday night. A lot of tickets going to be written on this, as there's no other competition in the NFL in terms of football games going. What are you thinking here with the Dolphins Raiders?
I definitely gotta lean Las Vegas. I think the lines just creep too high, especially with that must-win scenario surrounding it. I just think Miami are, a little bit fake. Miami have looked impressive, no doubt, over the last number of weeks, but some of their underlying numbers have been very deceptive. Dolphins have the number 1 points per game defense in the league right now. They give up just 18.4 points per game, but on actual defense, opponent yards per play, they're tied for 20th in the league, giving up an average of 5.7 yards per play. Despite their recent success, those numbers are actually regressing. They're 0.1 yards per play worse over the last 3 games, even on that. So, Miami is the number 1 opponent third down conversion rate. That's helped them out a ton this season, especially over the back half. An average 3.9 third down conversions per game. That's completely unsustainable in my eyes. We don't have much of the season left, but nonetheless, I think they've been fortunate in a lot of those, as it's a full 0.5 conversions per game, better than Green Bay here in second. But it goes against all the corresponding data. Look, last year, the top 2 teams in opponent third down conversion rate were New England and San Francisco, who, shock horror, were also the top 2 defensive teams in the nation as well. That's how this works. As we already said, that's not Miami. They've got the number 1 third down conversion rate, yet opponent conversion rate, but their defense really isn't that good. So I definitely think there's some smoke and mirrors surrounding this Miami team right now. Las Vegas, despite their recent losses, have actually improved their overall offense by 0.3 yards per play over the last 3 games. I think this line's a little bit high. I would definitely take a small piece of the Raiders on Saturday plus the field goal.
All right, liking the home dog, the Raiders in Las Vegas. He's Kevin Dolan, Robbie Vino as well. Guys, check them both out at WagerTalk.com, and you see it there on the bottom scroll. We got the coupon code HO at checkout, 7-day all access pass, discounted to less than $10 a day, and that is good at both websites, both Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com.